Good evening everyone and welcome to TTSL League 2. This is Season 1, Round 3 and one of the most famous circuits on the calendar. It is of course Monaco. We are at night time as well for tonight's racing here in League 2. And I, of course, I'm JamesHead14, going to be taking you through the action once again here tonight in TTSL, the first of a double stint for me in commentaries tonight. I will be joining Malk as well in League 1. I will be streaming League 1 as well, so if you are one of those League 1 drivers, you will be having me streaming the lobby as well, and streaming those races. We are going to start probably about 10 or 15 minutes late, I would imagine, for that. So everyone, just to be aware that that is going to be the case, as Malk will be hosting the lobby, and due to his connection I will stream. So you're getting a double dose of me tonight, and I am feeling a bit better compared to last night as well. You might have seen my commentary last night. It was a bit of a downer, but there we go. But Happy New Year to everyone that might be tuning in, and to reflect on what happened in Baku in round 2 of League 2, Jeffrey took the wins in both races, race 1 and race 2. Billy took second in both race 1 and race 2 in Baku as well. Maximus finished third in race 1. And Lord Holton finished third in race 2. And looking at how the races have really gone so far this season, Jeffrey has taken 3 out of the last 4 races that we've had. Of course, we've only had 4 races this season so far. Hades, the only one to actually make an impact in Bahrain, that was in race 1. Jeffrey has taken every single race since. Can he continue his good form? We'll have to find out and wait and see tonight. And looking at the driver's standings, 76 points Jeffrey is on in the Red Bull in first place, with Billy in second on 62 points in second. Maximus is in third on 49, with Hades in fourth on 33, and Lord Holton also on 33 as well, both of them in the Racing Point and Alfa Romeo respectively. Alexin is in sixth on 29, with Mays in seventh on 27, Mashivo in 8th on 22, Vax Viking in 9th on 20, and Regular George in 10th on 16. The rest of the grid is as follows: Parcells on 11, Shumi on 10, Atlas Copo on 8, Scream on 6, Charlie on 4, and Gypsy George on 1. We do wish him well as well, Gypsy George, because he has broken his hand. Hopefully we will be seeing him racing very soon indeed. Come the new year, we've also got a couple of other drivers that haven't shown up to the league so far. Haas leading the way in the Constructors on 91 points, with Red Bull in second on 76, Alfa Romeo in third on 53, with Mercedes in fourth on 49, Racing Point in fifth on 44, Ferrari in sixth on 33, McLaren in seventh on 26, Renault in eighth on 17, Williams in ninth on 14, and Toro Rosso filling out the nil point currently in the Constructors. And we are beginning straight away because I am going to be doing a double duty. We're going to be starting a couple of minutes early, 2 minutes early or so, which will give us a lot more time, I think, to play with later on in for League 1 as well. And I will of course be joining Malk for that. I will be giving him an invite to this party that I'm in straight after the session, straight after the racing has finished for League 2. But of course we are here at Monaco. Some fabulous corners of course to remember. Saint Devot, we've got Casino Square, we've got Blanchimont. Why am I saying Blanchimont? Goodness me. We've got the Grand Hotel Hairpin, got Portier, we've got quite a few as well. I will have to get my track back up because I'm not feeling the greatest tonight, so I will have to remind me of the track map. Goodness me. Right. But we should be getting going very shortly indeed for short qualifying here at the Monaco Grand Prix for round 3 of the championship. And as soon as I get my track map up, that'd be fantastic. And look at how beautiful the night sky looks here at Monaco. Of course, all leagues tonight will run the night. So if people's been practicing in the sun, then it is going to be quite a stark difference. It can be off-putting for the drivers, especially with the lighting, but it should all be fine, I would imagine. So we are here in Monaco. One-shot qualifying about to begin. We're just waiting on George, Billy and Jeffrey to ready up. And Jeffrey, of course, current championship leader. Who are we going to go on board with in one-shot qualifying remains to be seen. Let's have a look at who we're going to go on board with very shortly indeed. And it is OWR Shumi in the Williams that we are on board with. So down into turn 1 at Sandevot. He's on a set medium compound of tyres as well. Looking good through turn 1. Then up through Beau Rivage and Massenet into turns 2 and 3. And then into Casino for turn 4, which is this turn here. And then coming down towards the hill at Mirabeau at turn 5. 19.2 through the Old Holton dominating things at the minute. Mashiro right up there as well. Now into the Grand Hotel hairpin at turn 5 for 6. Then into Mirabeau Bass at 7. Oh, nearly avoiding the wall there. Good avoidance by Jeffrey. Now, by Shumi. Jeffrey was just behind him out on track. That's probably why I said that. Through Portier he goes, now through the tunnel, and then into turns 10 and 11, which is the Novelle chicane. Really tricky corner to get right. If you hit that inside wall, you will spin. So just to be aware of that. To back through turn 12 now for Shumi. Hades, Mashiro, Lord Hulton currently falling out the top 3. 54.3 through the middle sector for the Norwegian. Shumi in the Williams, of course. And he is now coming through the final couple of corners at Raskas. And then through Anthony Noges at 18 and 19. We'll see how this lap is going to really mark up. And Hades with a 110.2 is 8 tenths quicker than Mashiro, with Lord Hulton in 3rd, Alex in 4th, Mason in 5th, Atlas Cope in 6th, Shumi in 7th. A few disqualifications there, might have been a few invalidations, especially through the chicanes, I would imagine, more than anything else around Monaco. But we are going to get going for S1 very shortly indeed. That was Hades who took it. 8 tenths of a second out in front, for Mashiro in 2nd, Lord Hulton in 3rd, Alex in 4th, with Mays in 5th, Atlas Corpo in 6th, Shumi in 7th, Jeffrey down in 8th position, Vax Viking and Charlie setting no time. They retired out on track. They must have picked up from wing damage. Regular George, Tom and Billy all getting disqualified on the laps. I wouldn't be too concerned though. What I normally tend to go on the theory though around this track is the guy who normally qualifies on pole normally wins it. So Hades might be in pole position here, quite literally, to take the win. Mashiro and Lord Hulton will do their best, of course, as well the others will try and come through the field to pick up some valuable points here at Monaco tonight. A reminder, coming into tonight, Jeffrey leading on 76, Whitelaw Billy on 62, Maximus in 3rd on 49. They're the main 3 title protagonists so far from the first 4 races of the season that we've had. Hades in 4th on 33, Lord Hulton in 5th on 33, Alex in 6th on 29, Mays in 7th on 27, Mashiro in 8th on 22, Vax Viking in 9th on 20, Regular George in 10th on 16 points. Those are the top 10 for you guys. And I'll have a look at, let's see how the qualifying, how the comment section is looking. We'll have the formation lap, of course, and May's coming in. Williams has bought 22 front wings today, says Mer Apple. Goodness me, yeah. Well, they are going to be quite slow, to be honest, those cars. Hopefully we'll see a better performance from them in the 2020 season, I've got to admit. Hello to Jeffrey, hello to Navy as well, Recon all tuning in. Fantastic to see everyone here, and a happy new year, as I say, to everyone that is tuning in to TTSL tonight for League 2. I'm a lot better, as you can probably tell. 13 drivers going to do battle around the streets of Monaco, 20 laps away at the drivers, and Hades leads us out on the formation lap, just coming through Casino now as they come down towards Mirabeau. An interesting strategy calls, actually. Obviously the top 10 qualifying on the set of tyres that they qualified on. Vax Viking and Charlie, remember, didn't set a time. They didn't get a free choice of tyres. It was whatever they qualified on, which turns out to be the soft compound of tyres. The medium compound of tyres for Shumi and Billy are the only 2 that are doing a different strategy. And I think quicker strategy around here, I've got to be honest, is softs to mediums. Softs pit in around lap 8. Make 12 laps on the mediums. They can easily see out the end of the race for sure. Mediums to softs, you'd be looking at around lap 10, lap 12 maybe, for the pit stops to be had for the medium compound runners, and then they'll pit in to do an essentially splash and dash for 8 laps or so, I would think, on those set of soft compound tyres, which Shumi and Billy will end up going on. The rest of the field, of course, will go on to a set of medium compound tyres, and if anybody is silly enough to go on the hards, then you're probably going to ruin your own race by doing that. But as I've talked through that, we are now at the grid positions once again. We're waiting for the final cars to come through the final corner. Tom, Regular George, just lagging a little bit slightly. Might be a cause for concern for anyone around him. Tom and Billy now coming into their grid slots at the back of the grid. And we're about to get going for 20 laps of Monaco. Be prepared, because this is going to be a real treat. 5 red lights about to go out here in Monaco. Very long hold, but it is lights out and away we go. Good start by Hades. Mashiro gets a good start as well. Hopefully everyone will filter through nicely into turn 1. Let's see, coming through Sandavot. I think everyone is going through safely. Regular George just lagging inside of Tom there. Everyone not clean through, and Hades leads the way up the hill with Mashiro in second, Lord Hulton in third as they fly through into Casino for the first time. Maze in fourth, Alex in fifth. Let's have a look at how the positions have changed early on. There's a few position gains actually. Regular George, Tom, Billy all up 2 positions. Back to Viking and Charlie have lost 3 positions, and there's 2 wide in the background actually. That is Tom and Regular George, who just shunts him up the back there. A little bit of a Constantina in behind. Everyone clean through though, apart from that little contact. Everyone clean through. They're through the tunnel now for the first time, and Hades leads the way. I can't give you the interval timings. I'm assuming it's around 6 or 7 tenths of the gap for Hades. Mashiro in second. That is definitely not 6 or 7 tenths now as they come through there. Lord Hulton in third. Maze under pressure from Alex coming into the back. The 2 Williams going well as well. Atlas Coco and Shumi down in 6th and 7th, chasing these guys down. But this is the battle for 4th currently. Maze and Alex, and we'll see how they come out of the final couple of corners on lap 1, and it is Hades who leads the way and has got a very nice lead indeed. I will accept that friend request, Mark even, when I finish the commentary up here. Mashiro 4 tenths behind Hades, 7.5 tenths with Lord Hulton behind him. Maze in 4th, Alex in 5th, Alice Corporal 6th, Shumi 7th, Jeffrey is up to 8th, Tom in 9th, Regular George in 10th, Billy in 11th, Fax Viking, and then Charlie coming into the top 30. As per usual, there is an overtake being done. Oh, Regular George has had a moment at the top of the hill. I think he has lost a bit of his front wing there. Yeah, Regular George crashing into the wall at Casino, and there is a bit of front wing damage there as well coming down the hill. But Hades leading the way. Mashiro is right on the back of him. Surely not going to try anything into the Naval chicane. He does. He's going to get the switch back. It's going to be side by side now coming towards the back. And Mashiro, Hades is wise of the danger. Mashiro ran the outside. Good pinpoint accuracy there by Mashiro to get the move done. Hades just slotting in behind. That is the safest thing to do around the track here in Monaco, around the streets of Monaco. Mashiro leads. Hades now second. Lord Hulton still chasing in third. And Maze and Alex beginning to get a little bit closer in 4th and 5th as they come across the line to start lap 3. DRS will of course be enabled this lap, and Mashiro will set the new fastest lap of the race with a 13.7. The Japanese driver out in front by 5 tenths of a second. Lord Hulton, Maze and Alex still very close to each other. Tom is into the pits, I think, repairing better front wing. He might have had contact with Regular George, whose AI car is also into the pits, but Alex is right on the back of Maze as we come now down into Mirabel once again for the 3rd time out on track. And Maze just fending off the attentions of Alex for now. Shumi now for this Copo looking quite close in behind as well. We'll come on to that in just a second. But Maze and Alex as they come through Portier once again, through turn 8, and then into turns 9 and 10 through the tunnel, and then into the Nivelle chicane at 10 and 11. Alex just going to sit tight here. There's no real chances of overtaking here. You've just got to sit and wait and possibly punish your opponent really into making a mistake. That is what the drivers have got to be doing here. As we see on board with Alex, he's getting right on to the back of Maze here. Going to try and force a mistake, I think, out of him more than anything else. I don't think he will be close enough for an overtake going down the start-finish straight. Let's try on board with this. Maze through the final corner. We start lap 4. Mashiro leads. Hades in second. Lord Hulton third. Billy with a second 3-second time penalty there. And Atlas Corpo was into the pits early as well. He could go hard to the end possibly. Mediums can last to the end. Billy is also into the pits. Let's see these pit stops then. Atlas Corpo in from a set of soft compound tyres. That is for a front wing change. And Billy coming in as well for front wing change. So both of them in as a result of a front wing change. Out in front, Mashiro leads by about 7.5 tenths as they come into the Grand Hotel hairpin once again, and Hades taking too much curb there around the Grand Hotel hairpin, nearly shoving Mashiro along a little bit there, but the Japanese driver's still out in front by 8 tenths of a second. Hades is in second, Lord Hulton in third. Maze and Alex again, 4 tenths of a second as they come through the tunnel. Not going to be close enough again for an overtake, and as I say, you're not really going to get an overtaking opportunity. You've got to try and force the driver in front into making that mistake and try and open up the opportunity to just punish their weaknesses, essentially. That's what the drivers have got to be doing around here. Very close, in fact, to the wall there. Alex really taking that. He's fastest through the middle sector there, I do believe, as well. As I say, 3 tenths away. Jeffrey making good ground as well. He's on the back of Shumi. He's on a set of medium compound of tyres, remember. Jeffrey on a set of soft compound of tyres. Interesting strategy call actually by Billy. He's gone on a set of hard compound of tyres as Alex is on the back of Mays into turn 1. Not going to be close enough though. And Jeffrey closing in on Shumi. Not close enough either as well. DRS will, of course, be opened up. I think they should have a DRS zone up here. Jeffrey is lining up a move on Shumi. There's going to be no room at the end, though, and Shumi sits tight and sits in 6th position still. Jeffrey gaining the ground, but not close enough to getting that manoeuvre done. So there are the pit stops that have been made so far. Alice Copo has made a pit stop, as has Billy, as has Tom, as has regular George. AI car as well. And I'm not sure if both of them are AI cars. No, Tom is not an AI car. Regular George is keeping up with him. Might be because the AI level is on 90 or 100 or 110, possibly there. That might be explaining why George is keeping up with a human car. Mashiro, though, leading the way. 5 tenths of a second. We'll put back on board with the battle for 4th, though, because Mays again is under pressure from Alex. And once again, Norwegian trying to find a way through on Mays. Let's see if he pits in. No pit. And Hudders, in fact, is into the pit lane. Mays gets a much better exit out in the final 2 corners. Alex right on the back. Is Alex going to be close enough now down into turn 1? Again, not going to be close enough. There's no real room for overtaking here in Monaco. And Alex has to sit tight. And he's still in that 4th position because Hades has came into the pit, as has Charlie as well. So Charlie into the pit. And back to Viking will come out ahead of Hades, who's on a set of medium compound of tyres. Got very close to the wall there, actually. Hades, the Norwegian driver, but Alex doing a good job on the back of Mays. We'll ride on board with this for now. We'll tune into the comment section as well while we ride on board with this as they come through the Grand Hotel hairpin for the 6th occasion. She will lead by 2 seconds to Lord Holton. Mays in 3rd, got Alex in 4th. This is the battle you're on board with, the battle for 3rd and 4th. Really intriguing battle as well. This could really see, are we going to see an overtake into the Nivelle chicane? Not quite. Alex just minding his own time and just trying to force Mays into a bit of a mistake, as I've already alluded to. Someone going to pull off the Raskas overtake. I wonder if they did. That would be fantastic. Oh, and I've just seen a mistake actually there. I was just looking at the comment section while that happened, and Alex hit the wall just coming out of the chicane, and he's into the pit, and he's lost his right side end plate there. So Alex is into the pit. Good spot, a good lit spot by me, if I've got to give myself credit there. Hades is right on the back of Vax Viking, who is not coming into the pit. Hades has got to wait here. He's just got to sit tight. Vax Viking is going to let him through on the straight. So Hades is through past Vax Viking. And there is Mashiro coming out of the pits as well. So Mashiro has just about got ahead of Hades. And that's only 3 tenths of a second separating the 2 drivers for the net battle for the lead now, as Hades tries to go up the inside of Mashiro. Not quite. I have seen an overtake, by the way, around here at Monaco before, right around the outside. It was a driver called Bank Job. I'm not sure who we'd done it on, but it was round the outside of Casino Square, and it was one of the best overtakes I've ever seen around this track, and it still is the best overtake I've ever seen around this track. It is going to be such a hard one to beat. That was in a previous league that I commentated on, of course, back in the day. Mays still leading, 5.3 seconds. We should be seeing Mays and Jeffrey maybe coming into the pit soon. I thought they could last around 8 laps, the tyres. Maybe not. Maybe my calculations are completely wrong. Mays running wide into Raskas there, and is this the time for him to come into the pit? Yes, he decides to come into the pit from the lead of the race. Mashiro has picked up a 3-second time penalty in the back of Shumi for the current lead of the race battle. Everyone else quite quietly spread out like a washing line, really, and Shumi leading from Jeffrey in 2nd. But watch out for Mashiro and watch out for Hades, because they're going to be getting closer. And Mashiro, the Japanese driver, really excelling around this track, pulling away from Hades. He's got that lap pressure tyres underneath him, and maybe if Hades is getting onto the marbles out on track, there will be marbles out on track. If Hades does that, then obviously we're seeing the gap extend a lot more than normal. Machiro beginning to extend that gap to around 1.4 seconds as they come through Grand Hotel hairpin once again. Everyone through there safely. Atlas Copo came into the pits obviously earlier on. He's in 8th place now, ahead of Vax Viking. Charlie is into the pits again, and Tom is into the pits again. Both of them, I think, getting front wing changes there, if I've got to be honest. Vax Viking, though, on the back of Atlas Copo. Closest battle out on track for 8th and 9th, and really close to the wall there, Vax Viking. Goodness me, doesn't want to be taking those sort of risks, but these walls, honestly, I cannot describe to you how tight these walls actually are. In real life, I've seen it on Google Maps. I haven't been to Monaco, sadly. I would love to go eventually. Jeffrey into the pits from second. But how tight these walls are. This is a proper street circuit. Buses, lorries, cars go through these on traditional everyday circumstances as Atlas Copo loses it just in the back there, and that puts a Vax Viking a little bit through the second chicane there. Oh, Vax Viking and Atlas Copo making a couple of little niggly errors, if I've got to be honest. Shumi is getting closer as well. Shumi is under attack from Machiro, 7/10 of a second behind, and Atlas Copo defending off Vax Viking for now as they come up the hill through turn 7 and 8 once in 7th and 8th, coming through turns 1 and 2 once again up the hill into Matinee and Casino Square. Machiro was getting well close to the back of Shumi to come through. That is Hades and Lord Hulton chasing them down as well. They're not too far off, to be honest. There is Hades, there is Lord Hulton just coming into the braking zone at the Novell chicane, but Shumi under pressure has got to pit, remember. Blue flags getting issued there. That'll be for Tom, who is a car. He is ghosted though. That is going to be quite something. And there is a yellow flag in Sec 2. Is it Atlas Copo, I wonder? Is it Atlas Copo or is it Maze? Maze has been overtaken by Alex. Maze hasn't got any front wing damage, so must have been Atlas Copo. Yeah, he's got no front wing at all. So Atlas Copo has hit the wall hard. I don't know where that was out on track. We didn't catch it. Atlas Copo in 10th. Machiro, though, is trying to get the move done on Shumi. Oh, I thought he was going to go around the outside of Casino Square there. Goodness me. Shumi hanging on, but look at Hades right on the back of them now. 1.1 seconds separating. This is the net battle for the lead now, beginning to heat up between second and third, and Shumi is essentially holding up a train. It's like a Northern Rail that just keep on adding carriages onto the rail network. Goodness me. But Machiro and Hades right on the back of the leader. Shumi, he will have to give way at some point. Is Machiro going to try and launch it into the Novell chicane? No, he's not. He thinks of it. The gap was there, but I don't think a commitment would have been the best idea there at all. And Hades gets a much better run out in behind. Now coming through the next couple of corners, Shumi, Machiro. Oh, and Hades hits the wall right on the right-hand side there. Did he pick up any front wing damage? He did, and he got so close to the wall. It was just a rub against the wall, and Hades, oh, trying to lunge it down the inside of Machiro. That was never going to work. He's got front wing damage now on that right side end plate. Machiro, in the meantime, trying to get past Shumi. It's all kicking off, and Shumi just completely blocks off Machiro. Machiro gives him something of it there. Shumi, I think, personally, should have came into the pits there. He shouldn't be holding them up. I think Machiro would have had a fair crack at that and probably would have been up the inside and taken the place if Shumi didn't block him off there. Well, that might have to be investigated, I've got to be honest. Hades hitting the wall has now let Lord Hulton into things as well. 6/10 of a second separating these guys out on track between Hades and Lord Hulton. That is an AI car, I stressed. Just ahead of him, that is Tom, who is going around in 13th place. And there is a yellow flag in Sector 2. It is not one of the leaders, it is Atlas Copo, who resets the track there at the Novell chicane. So that was Atlas Copo resetting the track at the Novell chicane. I'm not sure if resetting the track is allowed in TTSL. I'm pretty sure it isn't. So that might be a penalty coming this way. We did catch that late, and it might have been a bit of lag. We'll have to review the footage on that. Machiro now right on the back of Shumi. Is Shumi going to come into the pits? No. Machiro was going to have to do it the hard way. He's so much quicker. He's getting held up here. Hades is into the pits to repair that from wing damage, and Shumi has just got that little bit of a break coming across the line to start lap 12. Already a lap 12. Shumi leads 3/10 of a second from Machiro in second, Lord Hulton in third. Hades into the pits has allowed Alex and Maze at the 4th and 5th. Hades currently in 6th, Jeffrey in 7th, White Billy in 8th, Charlie in 9th, Vax Viking filling out the top 10. Regular George, who is not in his car. He's an AI going around out on track, is in 11th. Atlas Corpo is in 12th, and Tom is currently going around in 13th position. Hopefully everyone has been enjoying the action so far. As I said at the start of the stream, you will be getting a double dose of me tonight because I will be streaming League 1 as well. Any League 1 drivers tuning in, the lobby will be set up normal time. I will just run a little bit late, however, so we will be starting around 10, maybe 15 minutes late at the very latest, I must stress. We'll try and make up the time. That's why we started a little bit early in League 2 here. But Mashiro right on the back of Shumi. 3/10 of a second separating these guys out on track. Lord Fulton right on the back as well. The overtake was Jack on me, James. Yeah, that was a great overtake as well back in the day. I think it was last season, if I do recall. Hopefully everyone enjoying the new streaming quality as well, I must stress. Mashiro right on the back of Shumi though. Onto lap 13 we go. Lord Fulton has now, because of Shumi holding up Mashiro, Lord Fulton, who was roughly around 4 seconds off at one stage, is now right on the back of these two, and it's probably just hanging fire, to be honest, because these two could come in for a little bit of contact, you know. You never know what could occur between these. I take a lovely drink, and was that Lord Fulton hitting the wall? No, there's something flying on the screen there, goodness me. Just picked it up. Shumi and Mashiro though. Shumi having a much worse exit than Mashiro. This is Mashiro's chance. If he's close enough into the Nivelle chicane, which he might be, he's going to have to do it the hard way. He's not going to attempt the move though down the inside, and fair play to him, I think. Probably the best not to do that because there would have been contact and maybe even penalties issued by the game. Shumi 4/10 ahead of Mashiro, and Shumi, goodness me, hits the wall on the inside. How on earth he's kept going is beyond me. He will be pitting in, I would imagine, this lap. He has to pit in and free these guys. And yes, Shumi is into the pits. That now frees the battle for the lead between Mashiro and Lord Fulton. In the meantime, that regular George is going round out on track and is trying to capture Billy in that AI car. So we'll stress that is an AI car for regular George. If he does decide to come back into the lobby, he will maybe pick up a point. He will maybe pick up a point. You never know what could happen in the final 6 or 7 laps or so of Monaco Race 1 for round 3 of the championship here in TTSL League 2. It all has just gone a little bit died down now. Mashiro now released, beginning to pressurise, beginning to see that gap out. Lord Fulton now in second, and literally what I've just said has pretty much came true. If regular George now joins the session, he's in the points because Billy has just made a mistake out on track. He hit the wall somewhere out on track. I think it was coming out of the Nivelle chicane. He might have hit the wall. He might have had a bit of wheel spin, but he's right on the back now of that AI car, and he's going to get overtaking that. We'll focus now on the battle for the lead, the real human battle out on track. Mashiro 8/10 of a second. Lord Fulton trying to catch, but now with Mashiro being released, it essentially gives him free rein to do whatever the hell he wants, because he hasn't got a car in front. He can just put the hammer down and try and extend that gap. What I will do though is have a look at the penalty situation for you guys. Let's have a look. Mashiro has got 1 penalty so far. Lord Fulton has got none, so that's going to be interesting. Alex has got no warnings, good fair play. Maze has got no warnings, fair play. Jeffrey's got a warning. Shumi's got a warning. Hades has got 2 penalties, picked up earlier on. Charlie has got a warning. Vax Viking has got a penalty. Billy has picked up 4 penalties. Just got to be careful there, Billy, on your track extensions. Couldn't in the corners. Regular George's AI car has got none. Atlas Corpo has got a penalty, and Tom has got 2 penalties. So that is a penalties run through for you guys. Lord Fulton right on the back, but Mashiro beginning to leave him for dead slightly, and a battle for 6th beginning to develop between Shumi and Hades. And Shumi trying to get onto the back of Jeffrey as well. So these two Norwegians, 6th and 7th. Of course, Shumi actually getting out ahead of Hades in the pit stops, which is not surprising at all, because Hades had to come in for that front wing change, which cost him, and the gap for the lead has just suddenly closed down. 4/10 of a second as Mashiro made a mistake in the last couple of corners of that lap. He's got no visible front wing damage. He must have just been slow out of one of the corners. So the Norwegian will try and pinpoint the best position out on track to possibly get past Mashiro. But with 4.5 laps to go roughly, it is Mashiro who leads, 0.5 of a second the gap from Lord Hulton in second. But we'll focus our attentions as well on the battle for 6th, as Shumi is just beginning to pull away in the first sector past Hades, and Hades trying to gain on him once again. So that might be a bit of a yo-yo effect going on between them both, Mashiro and Lord Hulton. 0.6 of a second still. Hades did punt someone. I think it was I think it was Shumi, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Shumi. He was trying to get past Shumi or Mashiro, I do believe, if I remember rightly, back early on in the stream. It is only a 25% race, yes. 2 25% races for TTSL, and Mashiro beginning to pull out that gap, a second, but remember he's got that time penalty. And where on earth is Alex coming from? The Haas driver beginning to close Lord Hulton down. He's only a second off him. Alex beginning to catch them both. You never know, Mashiro could be losing now on a possible win here, with Lord Hulton obviously having no penalties. Alex has got, I think, no penalty. I think he's got 2 penalties, if I'm not mistaken. He's got nothing, in fact. Sorry, Alex, I do apologise about that, but he has got nothing. So Mashiro is going to be dropping down to 3rd, as long as Lord Hulton and Alex keep the pressure up and keep within 3 seconds of Mashiro. And Lord Hulton has just picked up a 3-second time penalty, so that now opens up Alex to possibly win this race. It is going to be really intriguing these last couple of laps, so really stay tuned and stay very close to the action here. We'll try our best, of course. Mashiro 6.5 leading. That is Atlas Copo, his AI car, and he's rightfully getting out of the way as well, which is good to see. Atlas Copo taking no advantage at all with that ghosting system in place, and he has let everyone through, which is good sportsmanship. That's what we like to see here in TTSL, and indeed in all TTG leagues, as Hades is closing up on Shumi, right on the back of him, coming through Raskas. Ooh. It's not going to be close enough though down the straight. Shumi is going to hold on to that 6th position. You've got to be really within 1/10 of a second coming out the final corner to try and take it. But Hades wants this. He may be wanting this a bit too hard as he clunks the wall coming through Sandavot. Once again up the hill into Massenet and then into Casino. And has he got right side end plate damage as a result of that? Damn, he has. Hades picked up right side end plate damage after clunking the wall. So he is struggling now, and Shumi surely will begin to pull away. Alex is right on the back of Lord Hulton. He really wants this, you know, Alex. He will get it, I think, as well, providing nothing happens in the last 3 laps or so. Mashiro leading by 0.8 of a second from Lord Hulton in 2nd, Alex in 3rd, as they come now towards the final 2 laps of the race. The Japanese driver possibly going for 1st TTSL win, as gap is now a second to Lord Hulton, and the gap beginning to extend now a little bit more. Let's have a look at the ERS deployment. Mashiro has got 20% ERS. He has got to save up a little bit for final lap thrust, really, with that ERS. Lord Hulton has got 43%, so just about double the percentage of Mashiro at this stage, and Alex in 3rd is on 40%, coming down into Mirabeau. And that is regular George's AI car just going through in the background. Jeffrey catching Maze as well for 4th and 5th. Let's focus on this, and then we'll go on board with the final lap battle for the top 3 positions. Jeffrey is right on the back though of Maze, and he's had a really good race actually, Jeffrey. Coming up from 8th position, he's up 3. Looking at the position gains as well, he's one of the primary gainers really out of race 1. Jeffrey and Widelub Billy all gaining, both gaining 3 positions. Charlie's gained 2, everyone else, Mashiro, Lord Hulton, Alex, Maze and Shumi have all gained 1. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. It is not one of the leaders. I may stress that, it is not one of the leaders. It was nobody. Very strange indeed. Don't know why that came up, but Mashiro, on to the final lap he comes. The Japanese driver leads by 1.2 seconds from Lord Hulton in 2nd. Alex now in 3rd. It's Vax Viking, I do believe, with the yellow flags in sector 3. He's just lost a little bit of time now to Charlie. As now they come up the hill for the final time. We're right on board with Alex, chasing down Lord Hulton. Remember, he's only got to stay within 3 seconds to take the win out on track. And Jeffrey and Maze right on the back here as they come up towards Casino Square, Massenet and Casino Square. Is Jeffrey surely not going to think about the impossible? He's not. He's got more fuel as well. He has to save up his fuel here. Jeffrey, hits the wall as well. That's going to unsettle the car. That could be job done for Mays. I think he might be hanging on to 4th place, you know, with that. But Mashiro coming now into the final sector, or just about to reach the end of the middle sector. Very, very close to the wall there, the Japanese driver. Billy picking up a 3-second time penalty, but Mashiro has done it out on track. He's only got 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Is it enough? He really wants this. He's trying his heart out. I don't think it's going to be good enough though. Mashiro round the final couple of corners and Anthony Noges. Mashiro is going to come across the line to take the win. He might not know it because Alex is going to take the win on penalties. He does. Mashiro is second. Lord Holton is in third. With Mays going to be in fourth, it seems. Jeffrey has lost his left side end plate, I do believe. I'm not mistaken. Yes, he has. He's lost his left side end plate. And Hades is out very late on. Hades is out. Is that through to back at turn 12? It's through the chicane at 13 and 14. Hades has lost it very late on. Mays has taken fourth. Jeffrey across the line in fifth. Shumi across the line in sixth. Charlie will be coming across the line in seventh. He will inherit that seventh position. Max Viking will be coming across the line in 8th place as well. There is Charlie just coming across the line. Tom as well will be coming across the line very soon indeed. The Welshman doing a good job there in 13th and has got round, which is good to see. Max Viking across the line in 8th. And because of Hades DNFing, it means Billy will inherit 2 points instead of 1. So Hades retiring very late on. He will be so heartbroken, I think, Hades. Billy now coming around the final corner. We've had Tom and Atlas Coppo come across the line. Billy across the line in 9th position. The fireworks fly here in Monaco. And race 1 is complete with Alex taking the win on penalties. Mashiro finishing in 2nd. And Lord Holton finishing in 3rd position. We'll see the final podium celebrations come up very shortly indeed. We'll get straight into the action for race 2 as well. Remember, if you are in League 1, I will stress that we will be starting around 10 or 15 minutes late. Malk will be your horse, so add F1 WWFC _07, that is F1 WWFC _07 onto your PSN list, so ensure that you get an invite. And if you don't get an invite, then you can't really complain because you haven't added him. I'll give you invites as well, don't worry about that for League 1. But Alex has taken the win on penalties in race 1. Mashiro wins 2nd, Lord Holton in 3rd, Mays in 4th, Jeffrey in 5th, with Shumi in 6th, Charlie in 7th, Bax Viking in 8th, Billy in 9th. Just got to watch out on the penalties front there for race 2. Hades is in 10th. DNFing out the race. I don't think he'll get the points either, which is a shame. Regular George's AI car finishing in 11th, Atlas Coppo in 12th, and Tom getting round in 13th position. But it's Alex who takes race 1. Mashiro quite unlucky, I think, with the penalties, as well as Lord Holton. But Alex inherits on everyone's misfortune with the corner cutting. Simple as that. Let's have a look then. As we come into race 2, let's have a look at the comment section. Yeah, Hades punted someone Shumi just seconds ago. We did catch that on stream, I do believe. So there we go. And looking at the fastest lap, Charlie got fastest lap there as well. Just to confirm that, Charlie got fastest lap. I'm just going to briefly go off the mic for 30 seconds, but I will be back very shortly. There we go. I am back. Of course, Alex taking the race 1 win. Who is going to win in race 2? Do put your predictions down in the comment section. I'd love to hear them out. I will take a drink right now as we go into the formation lap. As we go into one-track qualifying, I should say, and then into the formation lap, and then into the race once again. 20 laps awaiting the drivers here. And League 1 will follow very shortly indeed. We are down a driver, Regular George not going to be racing in this race 2. Regular George not racing in race 2, and that was after him losing it at the top of Casino Square on lap 1 or 2 of that race 1. As everyone now loads into the lobby, we'll of course focus on whoever comes up on our screens for the lap that we're going to have around Monaco. I think it's going to be Shumi again, if I'm probably not mistaken. I think it will be Shumi once again who will go on board with. It normally sticks with the same driver if you do more than one race. And lo and behold, it is Shumi that we're going back on board with. And he is on a set of medium compound of tyres again, coming through turn 1. Really nice to do Sandevot there. Now up the hill through into Massenet and then into Casino Square, turns 3 and 4. This is turn 3 through Massenet, then through turn 4. Billy right up there with Hades and Jeffrey. I think Billy invalidated his lap early on in qualifying 1 essentially. Shumi 18.9 through the first sector, not too bad. Hades, Billy, Alex, your current top 3. Shumi takes it very, very steadily through the Grand Hotel hairpin, now into Portier. Famously, of course, where Pascal Verline ended up nearly into the barrier as a result of Jenson Button making contact with him back in 2017. Yes, that's 3 years ago, believe it or not. Through the Novelle chicane now for Shumi. Alex Machine Jeffrey. Billy has had an invalidation somewhere out on track, I think. So he's dropped down, he's dropped well down in fact. So Alex Machine Jeffrey currently atop through. On board with Shumi though, coming through the chicane now. Then into Raskas. Looking a bit unsettled, I've got to be honest, in the car, but looking good. He's got to make sure it's a nice clean lap, and he's gone past Atlas Copel late on. It is Alex who takes pole position at 110 from Alex. Slightly quicker, I think, than qualifying for race 1. Shumi finishing up in 9th place there with his lap as well. But here we go. Let's have a look at how that qualifying ended. Alex takes it 0.8 of a second ahead of Mashivo. Jeffrey in 3rd with Mays in 4th. Charlie in 5th, Lord Hulton in 6th, Vax Viking in 7th, Atlas Copel in 8th. Shumi in 9th, only 1200ths off actually on Atlas Copel there on a set of mediums. Tom in 10th, Hades and Billy both invalidating on their laps. Both will be starting pretty much from the back of the grid. Hopefully the action in race 2 is just as good as the action in race 1. And again, I will be back in about a minute's time to take you through the formation lap and to take you through the action out on track. I'm just going to use my nasal inhaler and I'll be back. As the formation lap has now started for race 2, Alex leads us on the line, and looking at the strategies that everyone is on, was the top 10 qualifying on the set of tyres that they qualified on. So again, a bit of a mix in the strategies. Charlie and Shumi are the only ones on a set of medium compound of tyres. They are the middle of the 3 compound of tyres. Apologies about that, I burped slightly on the stream there, goodness me. And soft compound of tyres for the rest. That's Alex Machiro, Jeffrey, Mays, Lord Hulton, Vax Viking, Atlas Copel, Tom, Hades and Billy. I've got to be honest, the one to watch in this race, possibly Jeffrey from P3. He is going to be the one to watch, I think, in this race. The Dutchman obviously taking 3 races in a row before the racing happened tonight in race 1. Of course, he was near the back of the field and finished, I think, in 5th in that race, if I don't mistake myself. But Alex on pole position, should be quick enough to see Mashiro off on the line. Depends on how the starts go, of course. Jeffrey, though, I think might be just that driver to pick up, as Hades has left the session. Hades leaving the session. His car will be on the grid, luckily. So that is a positive thing anyways. Hades' car will be on the grid. There's quite a few actually had a bit of contact on the formation lap. Goodness me. Don't want to be making contact on the formation lap. But we have got the drivers now lining up onto the grid. What a shocking camera angle that is. Anyways, we're about to get going for 20 more laps of racing here. The 5 red lights about to go out here in Monaco once again. And again, a very long haul, but there's lights out and away we go. And Alex gets a very good start from the line. Mashiro, Jeffrey, Mays getting a very good start as well. Down into turn 1, down into Sandervoort. A little bit of contact there and behind, but everyone clean through. And Alex holds the lead up the hill towards Massenet for the first time. Mashiro in second, Jeffrey in third, Mays in fourth. Mo, and was that Jeffrey going quite wide there? I think it was. Oh, and Jeffrey's gone. Jeffrey is spun. Everyone going to have to take avoiding action. There's chaos in the background. Not avoiding action. That is what you get at this track because it's so close. Nobody can move. Jeffrey just purely losing it on the bump, coming through turn 3, coming through the top of Casino Square. Max Viking just picking up a front wing damage. We'll have to have a review of that. Jeffrey just losing it by himself, causing all sorts of carnage. Nothing could have been avoided. Nothing could have been done. The ghosting system could have been a bit better, but that's about it. Alex leading the way from Mashiro, and Alex getting very close to the wall there from Mashiro. Massive crash to start off here in League 2 as Alex leads from Mashiro currently out on track, and a bit of a lock up there actually from Alex into Raskas as Alex leads the way. Mashiro in second. Just turn up my TV volume a bit so you can hear the car engines as they go past the line for the first lap. It's Alex in front, but Mashiro in second, and it has really spread out the field. And Lord Hulton, Charlie, Billy, Tom, Vax Viking, Hades' AI car is still going. He can get another invite into the lobby, but everyone is into the pits. I don't think I've seen a chaotic lap 1 like that before, if I've got to be honest, in any commentary. Alex and Mashiro, 6/10 of a second here clear, and these are the only two that are really battling now out on track. Everyone going to be quite Constantine as they come out pits, of course, but Alex leads the way, 9/10 of a second from Mashiro in second. These are the main two of the these are the main two protagonists of this race now, I've got to be honest. Billy gets a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. Just got to be watching out on his penalties. He's picked up a lot already, I think, so far tonight. And Billy, oh, I thought he was trying to go around the outside as Tom loses control of the car. Billy is going to only be on the inside line. Is he going to lunge it down the inside? No, he's not. Tom just having a bit of a moment there, and he's going a bit slower. Billy wants to go a bit quicker. Tom just taking his time. Billy shouldn't rush really to try and get past. Alex leads the way with 1.2 seconds across the line for the second time, and now DRS will be enabled for the guys out in front. Now Billy is trying to fend right around the outside of Tom. Is he going to try and lunge it into the Novell chicane here? He will. Billy up the inside, Tom forced around the outside line, switch back from Billy, gets the move done around the outside. That is what you like to call a clean move. Billy right around the outside of Tom, into the Novell chicane, picked the switch back perfectly. He's picking up penalties left, right and centre. He's through and he's up to 8th position. He's got to watch out on the penalties though, because I've seen drivers get disqualified around here before with the penalty. But a very nice move there by Billy, pinpointing it out, and he's up into that 8th position. Alex and Mashiro is now 1.8 seconds out in front, so there's nothing really that I can commentate on that is within a second. So I'll try and focus on as much as possible throughout the race then. In that case, of course, we will have pit stops to come for the top 5 at least. We might see pit stops again for some of them if they have a bit of front wing damage. Let's have a look at some of the comment section. 2 times unlucky. First race my assist were on full traction, automatic shifting. Second race I don't load my setup. That is absolutely horrible. That is absolutely horrible. That is not what you'd like to see. It's Mashiro was in for a front wing change. So Mashiro was in for a front wing change. The McLaren driver is into the pits, and Alex is out in front by an effervescent lead of around 11 seconds from Mays in second, Shumi in third. Mashiro is going to be out behind Hades' AI car, which will be really good actually. He's He can get to the end on those tyres, I do believe. They'll only be about 50% worn, I would imagine, those mediums. We have got a bit of a battle developing, though. Back to Viking, quicker than Tom out on track. He's just going to pinpoint his position to try and overtake him. Maybe on the straight here, I think, for Vax Viking. Once he gets a clear run out the corner. Yeah, Tom hasn't got DRS. Vax Viking will have to try and do it the hard way around the outside into Sander Vos. Not quite. He's not going to risk it. In fact, just misses the apex slightly there, and Tom given a bit more of a breathing room. But this is the only battle really out on track. This is for the final point scoring positions out on track. Tom and Vax Viking, 9th and 10th currently, 4/10 of a second, separating these guys out on track. Everyone else spread out like a washing line, quite literally. Alex leading for Mays in second, and that gap has really increased with Mays in second, Shumi in third, Hades' AI car is in fourth. If anybody can give him an invite to the back into the lobby, he will have points. Regardless of what happens, he will have points. So if somebody could invite him back in, that'd be fantastic. I just want to see how we would get on in a fair fight. Mashiro goes past him actually there as Tom picks up a 3-second time penalty. Trying to get away here from Vax Viking. 7/10 of a second. And I was going to flick on the ball with the battle with Mashiro and Hades, but it's not going to be quite close. Charlie is into the pits though in the meantime. I am going to take a bit of a break from commentary, but I'm not actually, because Vax Viking right on the back of Tom once again. Is this the opportunity that he can have for the overtake to be done? Tom to the outside line this time, Vax Viking up the inside line. Again, not quite close enough to try and lunge it down the inside into turn one, and Tom just maybe holding up Vax Viking slightly. Charlie has come out the pitch behind, around 10 seconds behind, albeit. It's Tom defending the position nicely from Vax Viking. Again, I do apologise if I'm feeling a bit I am feeling a bit fluey still out on track. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the stream though tonight, and of course League 1 still to come. Myself and Malk will be taking you through that one. I will be the one that's streaming, so if you are one of those League 1 drivers, Malk should be setting up the lobby very soon indeed, and if you you should get the invites off him very soon indeed. Please accept his friend request, because otherwise you won't get an invite. It's as simple as that. Alex leading, 15 seconds the gap, amazing seconds. They come past the Marino, the beautiful Marino on the left hand side of your screen. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. I thought it was Charlie, but it's not. I think it might have been Billy out of Raskas. It was Billy out of Raskas, I do believe. He was lost 5 seconds as a result of that. Yes, it was Billy, just to confirm. I was getting worried there. Vax Viking now though. Oh, inside line into Sandoval. It should be job done. I think Tom is not going to fight this. He is going to fight this actually. Vax Viking though, job done. Gets past and he's up to 8th position. Pinpointed to perfection. Oh, and Tom's hit the wall there, running up the hill through Massenet. Goodness me, Tom hitting the wall, running wide as well. Going to really affect his confidence in that car, but he is doing well and he's still in 9th position. Alex is in from the lead of the race and he is going to come out, I think, in front, if I'm not mistaken, because Mays is in, just coming past the pit box now. He's just going to be out in front, Mays. So Alex out in free air. We'll let Mashiro in third, and there is Mashiro just coming across the start finish line now, and he's probably about 5 seconds off Alex, so you can really tell how much of that front wing damage has really cost him. Mashiro has gained about 3 or 4 seconds there as a result of that front wing change. Alex into the pit obviously has gained that 5 seconds gap. Mays ahead of them by 2.3 seconds, currently out on track. There's again not really much going on currently that I can really shout home about. Billy and Shumi going to be quite close out of the pits. They're not going to be quite close out of the pits. 3 seconds the gap between Shumi and Billy. But we'll run on board with Alex for now. He's trying to catch Mays. I will just be back in around about a minute's time. Hopefully nothing kicks off until then. So Mays into the pits from the lead of the race. He's going to rejoin, I think, in 4th position. As Hades' car is coming into the pits, so that will free up Mays into 4th position once he comes out of the pits. There is Shumi, he's only coming through past the swimming pool section, past the piscine section. There is a battle though going on out on track, and again it is Tom, who is a slightly slower driver out on track. Charlie beginning to catch him, and the mediums against the hards here, and Charlie doing a really good job out on track. Obviously pitted early as a result of front wing damage, pitted I think on 5th. There will be a few pit stops to be made. Ahead of Tom! Just catches the inside of the apex out Raskas. Thank goodness he recovered that. Goodness me, that could have ended up in carnage again. But Charlie, now right on the back of him. They come on to lap 8, these guys, and it's Charlie not going to thing around the outside of Sandoval. No, he's not. He's going to thing. Going switchback at Sandoval. They're up the hill towards Massenet. Oh, and both of them making contact. Tom is out of the race as a result. Getting very, very close indeed there. I think there could have been a little bit more patience from Charlie, to be honest, in that. We will have to investigate that, of course, or the League 2 stewards, of course, will have to investigate that. I'm a steward for League 1 as well. Alex leading the way though, 4.5 seconds, and that really just spoils everything. There's nothing at all going on board out on track. Shumi trying to catch, Shumi trying to pull away from Billy. 2.1 seconds the gap between those guys out on track. As 10.7 seconds, 10.9 seconds now to Maze that gap. So Shumi getting closed down actually by Billy. Have a feeling there's front wing damage on that car. Yeah, right side. Oh no, there's no front wing damage on Shumi's car, and there's no front wing damage of notice on Billy. I think Billy might just be a quicker driver at this stage. He is using up a lot more ERS, which is probably why he has catch damage as well, has Billy. Just pointed that out on the left side of his Haas. Not even halfway yet in the League 2 for race 2 here tonight in Monaco. Round 6 really of the championship. It is Alex who leads the way by 6 seconds. It's pretty much going to be his race, isn't it? As long as he doesn't clonk the wall or doesn't lose his end plate or anything like that, I think Alex is going to be taking a fantastic victory out on track currently. Mashiwa was in 2nd, Lord Hulton in 3rd, Mays in 4th, with Shumi in 5th. There is Billy in 6th, and this is the battle we'll focus on for now. Shumi is under pressure from Billy, who is going a lot quicker than him, I've noticed, but he has got front wing damage. Shumi is saving up ERS as well. He's on 78% ERS. He's going to be using up that to good effect, and Billy right on the back of him within the DRS range. He's got the DRS open. He's not going to be close enough down into turn 1, but Billy right on the back. Coming up Massenet. Are we going to get a sense of deja vu, I wonder? Oh, we're not going to see it here, no we're not. Thank goodness for that. I thought we were going to see another outside move into Casino Square, a replica of Bank Job in TFL B League back in the day when I used to run and commentate on that. That's a long time ago, goodness me. But Billy, 0.7 of a second behind Shumi. That gap has now reduced through the Grand Hotel hairpin. Now through Portier once again. On to lap 11 for the leaders. Alex leads from Mashiwa in 2nd. That gap is ever increasing, and it's 7.4 seconds the gap currently. Lord Hulton is in 3rd, Mez in 4th. No changes really to the order. Back to Viking getting closer to Hades' AI car. Of course, Hades has got to rejoin the lobby if he wants to pick up the points. If he doesn't rejoin the lobby, those points will not be given to him. He's got to be a human finisher out on track. Just to confirm, he's got to be a human finisher out on track. Ishimi is 7/10 ahead of Billy. And of course, what I'll do after this race, if Malt is tuning in to the lobby here, tuning into the session, the stream here as well, I will invite you to the party as soon as this race is done. I will end the stream as soon as this race is done, and select it all off, and then we'll do League 1 commentary as well. But Billy right on the back of Shumi, and back to Viking on the back of Hades' AI car. We'll focus on the battle for 5th for now, and I'll be back in just a moment. Billy picking up more front wing damage, I think, down the left side end plate. Just cutting across the chicane, trying to catch Shumi. And Billy 6/10 away from Shumi. The gap has just increased slightly. And it looks like Shumi is hanging on currently out on track for that 5th position. As I say, I'll be back in just a second. 1.6 seconds now between Shumi and Billy. That front wing damage really costing Billy at this stage, and that lack of ERS as well is really going to cost him towards the end of the race as well. Shumi hanging on in 5th position for now. Max Viking has gone past Hades' AI as well. Alex though is out in front by 9 seconds of the gap. It has pretty much been a whole complexion of a change really this race since lap 1, where we had Jeffrey just losing it completely by himself. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. It is Charlie that is round the wrong way, I should say, at Raskas as well. And Alex is just coming through there now. Charlie's going to have to get him a move on, and he has had to reset to track. He has had to reset to track there again. I think resetting to track is disallowed, I think. I have to have a check of the rules and regs just to be sure on that. I'll have a check now, and I'll see what the rules and regulations say about the resetting to track. And there's nothing really that mentions about the resetting to track actually within the rules and regulations, so maybe resetting the track is fine for the guys out on track. And in a situation like that, I think resetting the track probably would have been the best thing, because he would have spent probably half of his lap there, to be honest, if I've just going to put it lightly. Charlie was right on the back of Hades' AI, obviously, with that spin. He's now dropped back considerably. Alex still leads the way though, from Mashiva 1 second, Lord Hulton is 3rd, Maze is in 4th. What I'll do, just while we've got a little bit of break in the action, I am going to accept Malk's friend request. I'll accept Malk's friend request now, and then I can invite him to the party as soon as this is finished. Do apologise about the blue screen, but that friend request has now been accepted, so there we go. Just to do that, while there's a break in the action, I may as well get it done before it saves me time after the race, after this race as well. But Alex, 10 seconds in front, 11 seconds in front actually from Mashiva. Lord Hulton in 3rd, Maze in 4th, Jimmy in 5th, Billy in 6th, and has dropped off from back spiking in 7th. Hades' AI car is in 8th, and Charlie in 9th position. Once again, I'll take a little bit of a break from the action just to see them. I thought I'll be back in about a minute. Just sending something out in the League 1 chat there. Malk is sorting out the lobby. The lobby will be the lobby is set up. Make sure you do accept his friend request when they come through, because Otherwise, you'll be getting invites through from me, and that probably isn't the best idea to do. Obviously, the lobby has been set up a little bit later than expected as well. Do apologise about that, but for you guys who are in League 1 and might be tuning into the stream, you will only have to wait about 10 minutes until the start, because as soon as this race is finished, I will be jumping off and I'll be getting back on the stream for League 1 and jumping into that lobby as well. Mike has already given me a part of the invite, which I have gratefully received, and I will of course accept that after this race. In the meantime, Alex 12.4 seconds out in front from Mashiro. Lord Hulton is in 3rd, Maze is in 4th, Shumi in 5th, Billy in 6th, Max Viking in 7th, Hadders is AI car in 8th, and Charlie still going around there and still ploughing on there in Charlie. He has been lapped, he's in 9th position. But Alex has dominated this pretty much since the get-go. Obviously we had the contact with Jeffrey spinning in front, causing a whole heap of carnage. We lost Atlas Couple, we lost Jeffrey out of that. Tom then then went out the race after contact with Charlie running up through Massenet. That will be investigated, of course. Any POV footage will be needed for any incidents that are investigated, and the stewards, I'm sure, will have a look at any incidents that you guys might see. And Billy again just got in the corners a little bit too much here. Shimmy once again under pressure from Billy, and again Billy just running a bit wide, and Vax Viking all of a sudden is coming into this, and Billy rightfully I think comes into the pit. He's got front wing damage, he may as well get the fastest lap, and Billy is into the pit. Vax Viking has now gone ahead and can focus on trying to chase down Shumi for 5th place out on track. But it is Alex who currently leads, Mashiro in 2nd, Lord Hulton in 3rd. 3 laps to go pretty much for the leaders. In fact, we have got 3 laps to go now with the leaders, as Alex who leads from Mashiro in 2nd, Lord Hulton 3rd, Mason 4th, Shumi rounding off the top 5. I'll be back in just a second. We'll focus then on the battle for 5th, because Shumi is under pressure now from Vax Viking, and the gap has just gone out for about a second. But the Norwegian, right on the back of his fellow countryman here, the Williams against the Alfa Romeo. This is going to be quite intriguing towards the end of the race. Coming through Rascast, they haven't been lapped just yet as well, as Alex leads the way by 13.1 seconds from Mashiro in 2nd, Lord Hulton 3rd, Mason 4th, Vax Viking right on the back of Shumi running up the hill towards Massenet. We've seen contact here before. He's not going to be close enough to try and get the move done, and Shimmy will hold on to that 5th position for now. Vax Viking in 6th. We are on to the final 2 laps, so we will get going for League 1 probably in around 7 minutes time, I would think. It's gonna be literally the fastest changeover job in history of TTG. It is literally going to be that quick. You will see. I will join the party, I will set up the stream, then we will go. Trust me on that one. Hopefully there is a good attendance for League 1 as well. We have been lacking in attendance the last couple of weeks. And of course, any attendance that we have seen, or the lack of attendance, any drivers that haven't turned up for the last 3 weeks, I'm afraid it's looking like curtains for you guys, to be honest. I know we're aware that another league runs at the same time as well. Fully aware of that, but if you sign up to a season, you're fully expected to at least attend 75%, maybe 80% of the races there. Shumi right under pressure now from Vax Viking, as we are being riding on board with this for the last lap or so. And Vax Viking got a lot closer this time around. There are blue flags in operation. It's for the guy behind, because I think that's Alex coming across the line to start the final lap any second now. There he is, just coming across the line to start the final lap of the race, and that is Hadders' AI car. He is just lapping there as well, and Hadders' AI car has ran out of fuel there, but Vax Viking right on the back of Shumi just ahead. And then we'll cut on to the then we'll cut on board with the leader, and then we will of course end up the stream very shortly indeed. But Shumi in 5th, leading. Vax Viking currently getting very close to the wall there. The Grand Hotel hairpin. These guys will of course go on to the final lap as well. Vax Viking just goes a little bit too deep. Invite has been given out, which I will accept in just a second. I will come on. It'll be, as I say, literally the quickest turnaround for a stream ever. You will imagine. It'll be even quicker than TT_Project Cars. And I will remind you, of course, that CRC sign-ups have closed, but we will be seeing action for CRC starting in 2 weeks on Saturdays. Just to confirm that at the end of this stream. Shumi, I think, is just going to hold on to 5th for now. Back to Viking across the line in 6th, but it is Alex who is going to be taking the race when he's dominated throughout. A lights the flag victory for Alex, he takes it, race 2, and Billy has been disqualified from the session for receiving multiple penalties. Might have given him a bit of a jinx there, to be honest, when I said I saw a driver who was disqualified around this track before. Mashiro across the line in 2nd position. How does his AI cars already came across the line? Lord Holton finishing off in 3rd. Really good session. Really good 2 races actually from Mashiro and Lord Holton. Doing a good job. Japanese driver getting some great points, and Lord Holton across the line in 3rd. Really impressive there. Maze coming around the final couple of corners to finish in 4th position. As long he's just through Raskas. Now he powers it out of Raskas. Now comes through the final couple of corners. And Maze across the line in 4th position. Shumi has lost ground on Vax Viking, as Vax Viking is now into 5th. Shumi is now into 6th. So there must have been, I don't think it was contact. Shumi must have made a mistake somewhere out on track, as Vax Viking is now in 5th and will be coming across the line very shortly indeed in the Alfa Romeo, and Shumi will be coming across the line in 6th position. Back spiking across the line in 5th, and there is Shumi round the final corner to finish in 6th as well. That is it for League 2 tonight. It is Alex who takes the way. Mashiro wins 2nd, and Lord Hulton finishing up in 3rd place for race 2. And we will see the podium celebrations now before we literally jump straight across to League 1. And I will not delay this any longer, but I'll get the grid order done out of the way, and then we'll jump over to the League 1 stream. But Alex has taken race 2 here. A dominant victory, lights the flag victory for the Norwegian. And Mashiro, the Japanese driver, in 2nd, and the McLaren, fantastic 2 races for him. He'll be right up there in the points standings after. And Lord Holton taking 3rd as well. A good recovery drive from him. But the final grid order is as follows. The official unofficial results is as follows. Alex takes the win from Mashiro in 2nd, Lord Holton in 3rd, Maze in 4th, Vax Viking in 5th, Shumi 6th, Hades in 7th, Charlie in 8th. Hades is AI car, so he won't get the points, I don't think. Tom, Atlas, Coco, Jeffrey and Billy all not finishing. Thank you very much for watching, and until 2 minutes time, goodbye.